Picture this. You just won the NBA MVP, put up 32.7 points per game to lead the league, and carried your team to a 68-14 record, their best in years. By rights, you should be on cloud nine. Instead, Shai Gilgeous Alexander has a target on his back. Every trip to the foul line brings crowds chanting, "Free throw merchant," and sports writers list free throw merchant, foul baiter, and even grifter as his defining nicknames. He won MVP, yet all anyone seems to remember is how he embarrasses defenders by drawing contact. In short, his trophy can't drown out the trolls. Fans literally chant "free throw merchant" whenever Shai goes to the line, mocking the fact that he gets to the stripe so often. Fox Sports notes that instead of calling him MVP, critics now only call him free throw merchant, foul baiter, and grifter. It's like his official title is MVP who flops, and that stings even more than the flops themselves. By the numbers, Shai has been a monster. He led the NBA in scoring with 32.7 points per game and turned OKC into a 68-14 juggernaut. But haters act as if he only scored so much by gaming the refs. One CBS Sports columnist even flat-out labeled him not an ethical hooper for drawing so many fouls. In other words, no matter how great his season is, some will just complain he's too good. Shai's critics conveniently ignore what his peers admit. Minnesota's Anthony Edwards said about guarding Shai, "It's hard to win with the calls that Shai gets. You can't touch him at any time of the game." In short, he's super hard to defend. But on social media, that reality is twisted. Anytime Shai makes a move and gets fouled, you'll see endless memes calling him a flop artist. So while Twitter trolls claim he's lucky, the guys playing him know exactly how much work it is to stop him. Even his own coach jokes about it. Mark Daigneault quipped, "Hate is the highest of compliments" when fans heckle Shai. Sure, that sounds zen, but try telling that to someone who spent the whole season sweating for that MVP trophy, only to have strangers tell him to stop begging for calls. Shai often has to plaster a grin on his face while hearing critics call him a cheat. Even laughing about it gets tiring when you know half the crowd doesn't really respect you, trophy or no trophy. So imagine being caught like this, mid-yell at a ref, eyes wild, practically begging for a call. Does it look professional? Not really, and Shai knows it. But every time he gets touched, you can bet he's saying, "He fouled me," under his breath. The problem is, by the time a camera freezes that moment, it's become another foul face meme to fuel the haters. In that snapshot above, he's not flopping for fun, he's arguing a call. Yet clips like this get turned into jokes. No matter how justified Shai is, clips of him looking upset end up being screen-capped by trolls. This is how his passion gets twisted against him. A perfectly normal reaction on the court becomes, "See, he's a diva." In most careers, winning MVP would make you untouchable. For Shai, it just means better aim for the face paint. His critics aren't interested in his stats or his skill. They only care about one narrative. As one writer summed it up, some call him a free throw merchant. Others call him the MVP. Shai can't control which voice gets louder. When you're putting up NBA leading numbers and dragging your team to the finals, people will call you something, and apparently champion isn't high on the list for some fans. Even now, as the Thunder face the Pacers, Shai could light up the scoreboard and earn a championship ring. And you can bet at least a few will still complain it was only because he flopped on Miles Turner at the buzzer. That's the cruel irony. He made people watch OKC games again by carrying the team. But all the attention means every hiccup gets magnified. At least he has numbers on his side, but that won't silence Reddit threads. In the end, being MVP isn't enough to make every critic disappear. It might even make it worse. Shai has to grin through the nonsense. fans chanting at him, articles blasting his style, and YouTube videos dunking on his reactions. No matter how many highlight dunks or clutch shots he delivers, trolls will always call him something. He might even say to himself what his coach did. At this level, you take the hate as a compliment. But still, it sure sucks to be Shai Gilgeous Alexander sometimes, and winning MVP doesn't change that. Shai's MVP-level stats are confirmed by ESPN, and sports media chronicles the free throw merchant saga in detail. Each source highlights how, even at his peak, Shai's image is defined by these unfair labels. As much as he is a successful player with millions of dollars, it isn't all glam, and this is why it would suck to be SGA. Could you handle the constant hate and criticism for millions of dollars a year?